Chapter 60. Liam's POV. I knew something was wrong with Angela. 73. 55 vouchers. It wasn't anything she said. It was what she didn't say. The way her laughter came a second too late. The way her smile curved perfectly, but never reached her eyes. It was the way she watched me when she thought I wasn't looking, like she was cataloging me, memorizing details, bracing for something she didn't want to name. And I hated the feeling. I hated that I couldn't understand her or even know what's going on in her head. Most nights, when I kissed her, she pulled away saying that she was tired and it hurt badly. Since Ethan showed up at the house, something in her had shifted. She moved through the days like glass, present, careful, fragile. She still kissed me goodbye. Still crawled into my arms at night. Still said I'm fine whenever I asked. But she was farther away than she'd ever been. It was like I was back to living with her as a roommate rather than my girlfriend, and it made me uncomfortable. "Are you okay, baby?" I asked one evening as she rinsed dishes at the sink, her back to me. She didn't turn around. "I'm okay, Liam." The words were automatic. Polished. I stepped closer, resting my hands lightly on her waist and pulling her close so her back rested on my chest. "You've been quiet lately. Are you sure you're okay, Angel? I'm worried about you." She stiffened, just barely, but I felt it. Then she relaxed, leaning back into me. "I'm really fine, Liam. I guess I'm just tired." I pressed a kiss to her shoulder. "If there's something." "There isn't," she said quickly, finally turning to face me. Her smile appeared on cue, soft and convincing. Too convincing. I promise. I searched her face, trying to decide whether to push or let it go. Pressing her might crack something she wasn't ready to face. And after everything she'd been through, the last thing I wanted was to become another source of pressure. So I nodded. Okay. After that day, I gave her space and it was torture. She came home and even when I rubbed her feet because she was tired, she still had that guarded look in her eyes. I didn't know what to do at all. I wanted to ask again but decided against it. Like I had decided earlier, I wouldn't pressure her at all. She would tell me what's going on when she was ready. But what if she didn't tell me at all? The question irked me to no end. I was in the kitchen when Marcus called the next morning. I dropped my cup of coffee and answered the call. "What's up? Any leads?" I asked, desperation filling my tone. I needed to know if he and Sandra had found out anything about the kidnapping. "Sandra found him," he said without preamble. My chest tightened. "Who?" "The person responsible for Angela's kidnapping." "Yeah. He goes by the name Derek." "Sandra has found out a lot about him actually. Full name, aliases, past addresses. He's got a record, fraud, assault, minor trafficking charges that never stuck. Real piece of work. Most of the records say he has a 12/13 Monday, January 26th. Chapter 60. Mental Condition 2. 65 vouchers. The words filled me with joy and then anger. We had finally tracked Derek. That was enough to start up a case. "Where is he?" A pause. "Too long. That's the problem," Marcus said. "He's gone." The asshole cleared out his apartment. Phone disconnected. His financial trail went cold 2 days after Angela was found. "He ran," I said. "Looks like it. Possibly left the state. At least that's what Sandra deduced from his urgent movement." I closed my eyes, anger surging hot and sharp. "So that's it. For the police," Marcus exhaled. "Yeah, they're calling it a cold case. Without him, they've got nothing. No witness. No confession. No proof of who paid him." "And Sandra?" I asked. "She thinks you should prepare to let it go." I laughed, short and humorless. "That's not happening." "She said you'd say that," he said, and I didn't reply. I thanked him for telling me about the details and then ended the call. I knew that without any solid evidence, I couldn't blame anyone, but I had my doubts about Maya. I quickly shot a text to Sandra. I needed to see her. "Meet me at the cafe near the gym in an hour. It's important." After I sent the message, I turned and headed to the bathroom to dress up. I needed to leave and meet Sandra so we could hatch a plan. Sandra didn't sugarcoat it when I met her later that day. "You're right to suspect Maya," she said, folding her hands on the table between us. Motive, proximity, access. It all lines up. Then why can't we touch her? Because suspicion isn't evidence, Sandra replied calmly. And without Derek, we can't trace the money. No wire transfer. No recorded calls. Nothing that legally connects her to the crime. So what would connect her to the crime? I asked. She studied me for a long moment. A confession. I stiffened. You're saying? I'm saying that without Derek's testimony, the only way to make this stick is if Maya incriminates herself. Silence settled between us. That would require deception, she continued. Manipulation. You will get close enough to her that she feels safe. Important. Smarter than you. That she underestimates you. You want me to bait her. I want you to think very carefully, Sandra said sharply, about whether you're willing to cross that line. Because once you do, there's no pretending this is clean. I thought of Angela. Her quiet eyes. Her careful smiles. I don't care about it being clean, I said, I care about the truth. 12:13 Monday, January 26 gr. Chapter 60. Sandra leaned back. If you do this, you can't tell Angela. Not until it's over. I swallowed. She's already been betrayed enough, Sandra. 55 vouchers. Added. If she finds out you manipulated someone behind her back, even for the right reasons, it could break what you're trying to protect. I know, I said. And this won't be easy, she warned. Maya is paranoid, intelligent, dangerous when cornered. I stood. Then I won't corner her. I'll let her think she's winning. That night, Angela fell asleep curled against me, her breathing slow and even. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, memorizing the weight of her body, the warmth of her skin. I brushed my thumb gently along her arm. She murmured in her sleep and shifted closer. Guilt settled heavy in my chest. I hated the idea of lying to her. Of keeping another secret. Of walking a path that looked too much like the one that had already nearly destroyed us. But this was different. Before, I'd kept secrets to protect myself. This time, I was doing it for her. Maya thought she was smarter than everyone, I thought. She thinks she's untouchable. I'd let her think that. I'd play on her ego. Her fear. Her need to feel in control. And when she finally talked, when she slipped, even once, I'd be ready. I pressed a kiss into Angela's hair and closed my eyes. I'll end this, I promised silently. No matter what it costs me. I just hoped she'd understand that when the truth finally came out. Because once I stepped into Maya's world, there was no turning back. AD. Comment. Send gift. No ads.